And let's check in with Catherine. Can you hear us, Catherine?
I can. The audio sounds loud and clear.
Good, and we can hear you too. That's good. So let us call this meeting to order and go around the room with introductions for a roll call. Evelyn, could you please start?
Evelyn Lee, present.
And Amanda, please, since you're...
recorder. Patricia Sheets, interim community development director.
Ed Fulford, present.
Greg Heeman, present.
And Catherine, could you reassert that you are present?
I am Catherine Biscoe, present.
Thank you. Let's see, and I hope it's all right with everyone, since this is a work session, that I continue to use given names rather than titles and surnames. So we'll proceed on that assumption. First,
Regular session. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
yeah, I don't know if there is actually a difference.
Well,
It says work session, work session.
Whatever.
Let's see, our first order of business is to approve the minutes from February 4. They were incorporated into the printed materials. Are there any comments on the minutes from February 4?
The minutes from February 4 have a lot of gaps. That's my comment. It was difficult because I was virtual and I missed a good deal of the meeting, I think.
We were having tremendous issues with the online.
Yes.
It was.
And everything was reverberating.
Yeah, echoing and yeah.
Kept getting bounced off.
Yeah.
Tried to have to rejoin and I couldn't follow very well, or participate very well. That's all I wanted to know. It would be, if we wanted to spend time, we could, like number 3, goal setting and priorities. I think that the only thing that was said was let's wait and do it another time.
Exactly, and that's essentially what this is reflecting, is both on the project updates and the goal setting. The technology just simply did not permit us to have a productive session, and so we're going to do goal setting this evening, and so we just did not have a discussion on either of those two topics. As was subcommittee discussion item C.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, duly made motion to approve. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor signify by aye.
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 Okay.
Thank you. Motion has been approved unanimously. Well, I should probably note, prior to the approval minutes, we do have a valid quorum. I forgot to do that in advance of the approval of the minutes, but with 5 members of the commission present, we do have a valid quorum. We have 2 work sessions this evening. One, as we just went over, is that we have deferred the Planning Commission priorities 2 meetings now, both in January and February. We have deferred them for different reasons. But I included in the package the priorities that were set, I think it's got to be 4 years ago, and have been tweaked a little bit. There are a couple of color codes. I'm not very good at color, but is that orange? The orange 3, transportation, recreation, and wildfire and fire safety, we bundled together and began some joint sessions with the Board of Commissioners on that particular topic about 2 years ago. And those joint sessions have fallen off as Darren was the facilitator. And so those have not advanced. The other one that we worked on with the Board of Commissioners was that in, I guess that's blue, water availability, quality, the data management and collection and use. So that's why those are color-coded. They had been synthesized into topics that we could have work sessions with the Board of Commissioners. So opening up just to general comments, does this list of priorities reflect the current sense of the Planning Commission? And is it a good list from which we should continue to monitor and track some of our priorities?
Is anything implied by their order?
No, other than the very first one and the second one were kind of very horizontal, broad issues, where the others were more point topics. And so I did order the top two simply because they were ubiquitous across all topics, and the remainder were topics of interest. But there shouldn't be anything inferred by the ordering of these.
Well, I can tell you that in my community, the wildfire and fire safety continues to be an extremely active topic of concern and consideration with not just the county, but the state. So, you know, it's not going to go away. And it's never going to, it's something you just have to continually manage. So the other, on the other side of the coin, water availability and quality and data collection, management and use was one that I'm very attached to. I'm working with my own community groundwater network in the South Benton area with some faculty at Oregon State, and most recently with members of the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality to figure out groundwater data from our South Benton community groundwater network and how the data become more visible and more useful. And so that's kind of the combination of the two, is making database decisions and focusing at first on water availability and quality. And there seems to be great leadership from Oregon State at the moment. And so it's one of those topics that I'm quite attached to. If that opinion is the kind of feedback you're looking for, that's what I have to say.
Thank you. Great.
So I think I've learned a lot in a year. I think I could have different feelings about this than I did last year. I just sort of watched it. For me, it depends on what we think our priority list is for. If its purpose is to communicate to the community the things we care about, then it could be long. If it's saying where we're going to focus our energy this year, I think it's too long. It's not, and we're going to focus a huge amount of area on this community work and code updates, and it's not on the list. And, so I'd at least like to get that on there just to say, oh yeah, it is a priority. That's why we're working on it. But maybe there's some discussion about, so what is it for? Again, I think if it's a way we can show people and say, hey, look, we care about all these things, then we can put anything on it. But if it's saying, this is what we're going to work on this year, we're not going to work on all these things this year. And if it's a matter of trying to focus our energy, I'd like to encourage us to say, these are the three things or whatever we're going to focus on.
So in partial address to that comment, the context behind this list 4 years ago was we had many new members on the commission, and highly capable members, highly motivated members that had a lot of energy. And we had, at that point in time, I don't know if this is quite accurate, we had a fully staffed community development organization, and we had a board of commissioners who was eager to work with the Planning Commission on a few of these topics. And so the context was, it was intended to harness some of that energy that existed amongst the planning commissioners but recognizing that it had to be coupled with professional staff, or in some cases, like wildfire, Evelyn, what was that called that the state was requiring us to do in the community prepared CP something or other?
It's not required, actually. It is not required. It's the CWPP, the Community Wildfire
That's it.
Protection Plan, yes.
Right. And so there
Not
was,
every
there
county
was
has
that.
one.
There was also the strategic transportation update that the county was doing at the time. So there were some host activities that nicely allowed harnessing and focusing of some of the energy.
Also, the county commissioners in addition, had a list of priorities, and the goal was to see how they compared.
See if we could.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to lobby for any changes. I'm just telling you.
And so the summary of all that, it was intended to be a list that members of the Planning Commission were passionate about, had time to individually pursue and advance. So it was more than just a collection of high priority things. It was things we actually wanted to make some advance. And so adding code updates to this and the comprehensive plan update, I think, is absolutely appropriate. There are some that may be candidates for removing. Telecommunications planning, for example. We had a member of the Planning Commission who had a background and expertise in telecommunications and was very interested in pursuing kind of a broader strategy around cell towers and radio towers and things like that. That expertise no longer, at least I'm not aware of it, on the Planning Commission. So that would be a candidate, for example, of we're probably not going to make a lot of progress on that without his expertise. Catherine, any comments from the remote side of things?
Yeah, I appreciate that opportunity. Thank you. I just wonder if is it echoing on your side?
It's actually fairly good on our side.
Okay. I'm wondering, I like the idea of, let's reconsider this. What does this list look like with the current commission, Planning Commission members? But I also wonder if we could not hold this into our community engagement work, our precursor to the comp plan phase 2. Like, we're looking at that engagement right now. Can we get feedback from the public on these? What are your priorities? Would be a question I might pose on this topic. And then I do think that with the housing work that we're doing right now, that both the water data availability, quality, and the wildfire and fire safety topic weave into that housing conversation as well. At a minimum, I would like to see those continue to move forward and be prioritized. But not as me as an individual that happens to be on the Planning Commission, but more as the Planning Commission believes that, these priorities are at the top of their list. So if there's not enough support for that, that's fine. But if there is, I'd like to see us lead from a Planning Commission rather than individuals with interests bring that collective experience to this table. But I think that we're stronger in our messaging when we come as a Planning Commission member.
Good, thank you. Other comments, Ed?
A couple quick comments. I like what Catherine was saying about the comp plan, right? If we're out and doing outreach anyway, might as well see if there's any new things that have bubbled up to the top. And we can list that. Obviously, the housing thing, it's a long-term thing. We're not just going to let it drop off. So continue that. But yeah, I think that's probably a good way to go about it. I do like what Catherine was saying, being a collective instead of finding out things that we're experts in and kind of driving it and kind of looking at a bigger, broader picture.
So as a straw dog, how about if we remove telecommunications planning and we incorporate comprehensive plan and code updates as a priority? And then we might, I like the idea of perhaps synthesizing some of these in a different way, but making an advance on, like the housing affordability and homelessness. We've had some conversations within the context of your updates, Ed, that both the transportation-related issues, the water-related issues, and perhaps even we haven't explicitly called fire or wildfire-related issues into that. We may kind of reorganize some of these.
Yeah.
In terms of color coding. I think they all remain strong priorities. But the housing affordability and homelessness is probably giving us an opportunity to consider more about transportation, water, and wildfire.
Yeah, they're definitely definitely have dependency.
So I've been intrigued from the beginning by the linking of homelessness to the housing issue as a, I guess I understand it from the point of view of this is the planning commission, but I've always felt strongly that homelessness was very strongly a health issue, a mental health issue.
Right.
So, in many lists of priorities and things, you see housing affordability and homelessness linked. And then in more recent ones, they're decoupled, they're separate issues. Yeah. I think that's something that I would welcome a discussion about here. And I also have been in recent conversations about affordability and the definitions of it. It's crazy. But at any rate, that's my comment. If those two need to be coupled, if homelessness needs to be coupled with housing affordability, or if decoupling it has a better meaning for us.
The original idea on that one was that there's a broad spectrum of root causes for homelessness, one of which, maybe a very narrow one, is affordability. But certainly health is one that is at least as great, if not greater, than the affordability. But it was not originally intended to say homelessness we're going to track all the reasons and try to solve homelessness through this initiative.
Is homelessness more of a city issue than a county issue? I'm not for sure out in the rural areas of the county that there's a lot of homelessness out there as well.
It's couched in different terms. There isn't a lot of homelessness. You don't witness it. It isn't experienced in the same way in the rural communities. But when you start talking about affordability, you bring in these, it just brings in a huge range of conversation.
What if we were to, for purposes of the Planning Commission, and Ed, particularly your subcommittee, if we were to say housing affordability and availability as opposed to homelessness? Because I don't want to have your subcommittee claim anything to do with homelessness. Yeah, so. Because I think there is an initiative within the health department.
Yes, there has been.
And that's where it makes the most sense.
And just to be consistent with the county's kind of official vernacular, we're using houselessness.
Houselessness.
Okay, well, we're crossing it out. And so we.
So
the other department can name it.
Yeah. So we'll.
Chair Fowler.
Yes, Catherine.
To add to your point, I think you're referring to the Hope Advisory Board, which is our Benton County initiative on homelessness and housing related issues, but leading into that homelessness and solutions for that also include that mental health space. So that's that Housing Opportunity Planning Equity Group that was formed in 2019. So that's a good place where this conversation is happening. I support removing it from this list as well.
Very good. It makes more sense and more consistent with our subcommittee as well. The other one that is a constant source of conversation, Evelyn, you brought it up many times, is this countywide communications. Now there's a clear need for it, but does it belong on our list?
Well, my brain goes into mush when I think about it because it's such a huge issue and it is countywide. It's in everything that I do in the community.
Exactly, yeah.
So it needs to be, really needs to be on everyone's mind, but I don't know if it needs to be something that sorry, brain mush. I don't know. Don't ask me.
How do others feel about having countywide communications on our list? It seems like we're co-opting something that really is an initiative at both the board level and the PIO level that are really working on this.
I'd agree.
A quick note from my side, we actually met with the public information officer a couple weeks back to talk about changing culture, about some of the things related to housing. It is county-wide and it wouldn't have to be, we continue to work up here. We have this undercutting theme that kind of runs through Corvallis and the county. So it's, I'll say, a sub-objective of ours to kind of change the culture through countywide communication, but it's not our focus. Does that make sense? So there's a deliverable there, but probably not our focus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I think we all need to be very sensitive to countywide communications, but I don't think it's something that the Planning Commission can champion. It's,
I can offer a suggestion too. I did put in a formal request to the county recorder for a joint session. So you may have a list of priorities that are maybe land use and related for the Planning Commission as recommendations. The board will likely have some direction that they'd like to provide you as well. But I think that's also a good opportunity to talk about communications and just some feedback from, the front lines or a committee on things that you think that the county might continue to improve on.
That raises, a question in my mind. At the time of this original priorities listing and the first 2 quarterly meetings with the Board of Commissioners, I felt that they were valuable and was a great concept.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that could happen? What's the status of that?
Okay, why did it stop?
Yeah, the status is they stopped.
Yeah, and they stopped because there needs to be a facilitator of these meetings, someone who really can kind of organize the agenda and run with it. We know the board wasn't going to do it, and we had some work sessions, as you may recall, on the Planning Commission trying to put some skeletal context around it. But it was Darren that really took the ball, and Darren did the job of facilitating both meetings. And when he left, there was a void there, and no one wasn't able to pick up because of resources and so forth. And so I think that's what happened. They did fall off over a year and a half ago, and Petra has made a request, but we'll again need that facilitation. We'll need that catalyst to spark the conversation and keep it on track.
Okay.
No, I think it's a really important relationship to maintain, and so it's worth having, using that as a priority meeting to keep pursuing. And I'm a pretty effective pest
Good.
The county started to learn.
Right.
I don't want to spend all my social capital on this topic, but yeah, I've been trying to work it here.
Yeah.
And then one other one that it comes out at me is solid waste management. We obviously have an initiative in the SMMP. We have a resource assigned to it. What is the role of the Planning Commission in this? Maybe to support it, get periodic updates. Does it rise to the level of something that we have on our list?
So in terms of the hierarchy of the SMMP, does the Planning Commission play a role when they make their ongoing reports? I can't remember the actual structure of their role and who they report to and what kind of information that is.
Comprehensive planning, zoning code, text, so the things that you're familiar with are definitely land squarely in Planning Commission. The only other land use related master plan in the state's eyes is the transportation system plan. That's also a land use plan with the transportation planning rule requirement. So that would definitely go through the Planning Commission for approval. Did you go through hearings for the transportation system plan from, I think it was 2020, do you recall?
2020? No.
We did not have public hearings. We had work sessions as the BCTT was wrapping up and everything was getting kind of reorganized. And then the county stood up the program.
So just a little side on that, is that engineering had that project, but I think that they just didn't know, is that in 2022, there are new administrative rules and a new transportation planning rule that all amendments of your transportation system plan had to adhere to. I believe that we went through an acknowledgement process here at the county, but never was the transportation system plan formally adopted or acknowledged by the land conservation group, the LCDC, that are the body that does that. So technically we're out of compliance. So that actually needs to be one of our goals this year. And I'll pick it up. Community development will pick up that as a planning action. Probably need to work with some technical assistance to develop findings to make sure that we are in compliance with the new TPR rules. They're significantly different than the text in the existing TSP. So there'll probably be an amendment to the TSP, but that's going to be integral to our policy work of the periodic review that's coming forward. So I know that's a long answer to your question. There's only one land use related. But that doesn't mean that you can't take a look at, with the support of, the board, other types of master planning documents like the wildfire pieces, water, wastewater, sewer.
But specifically solid waste, yeah.
Yeah, and the solid waste piece is in the board's office right now. It was in community development, but it'll be coming back over to community development for implementation once the policy work is finished. So we'll be working on that as a planning product as well. And I think that makes sense for you to engage in if there's support from the board. Because we have resources to work on that project. There's a lot of momentum in a lot of different directions. It's really exciting. And that's just along some similar lines is that I, as a department head, I'm supposed to put in 5 different goals for the department. So I just thought I'd share with you from a department perspective. I mean, some of them cross the work that you do and some of them don't so much, but just to give you some perspective. The goals that I put as the top 5 was the pursuit of the funding for implementation of phase 2 of the comp plan and periodic review development code. I think that is not surprising. Also the solid waste management plan development and implementation. So the SMMP work was a regional socialization process and such. Now we actually need to go and do the policy work, development code work, existing conditions, develop projects, that kind of thing. So that's going to be a planning product that we're pursuing funding for in the next biennium. We have a 2-year budget cycle, by the way. The third was develop interdepartmental alliance for environmental planning services work group. So the concept is organizational in that we have environmental health, and you've received a recent presentation about some of the overlap between planning and environmental health. We have sustainability out of the board's office right now. We have our floodplain management. We're going to be hiring a water resources coordinator, and we have our solid waste coordinator on board. We also have some alternative funding outside of the general fund for an engagement coordinator around sustainability issues, so that human could help support a lot of those functions with our public outreach related to environmental services. So the pitch that I had was to have an interdepartmental work group that's hosted by community development. Folks stay in their respective departments, but that we have a work group so we can leverage each other's environmental services and start to work on projects together. So that is just a soft start to do that. Anyway, I'm not sure if there's going to be support for that. It's not necessarily a budget ask. So, but organizationally, I think it would be a pretty significant shift that the Planning Commission could very possibly be able to weigh in terms of priorities on what we're working on in that realm. The fourth was to develop and maintain a transportation element to the planning division. So we have a budget to pursue additional positions to support housing and transportation. So how that plays out, I'm not exactly sure now, but it's a budget request that I think is going to be going forward. And we're sitting in on a couple transportation projects regionally. The transportation safety plan with the city of Corvallis, we're partnering. We're also staffing the South Corvallis planning element, corridor study in South Corvallis 99, and a multimodal path system with Lane County. That's called the 99 Spine. And they're working on a multimodal path up the rail right-of-way, all the way from Oak Ridge, all the way through Benton County, up into Polk County eventually. So the Benton County segment is the next segment for planning. So we'll be looking at some transportation planning work on the Spine project. That's in partnership with ODOT. So that was the fourth one. And last was, our code compliance program. So that had been on hiatus for 3 years. So there's a lot of work to retool that program by developing an incentive component, and as well as a stronger violation component and a public outreach strategy around that. So those were the top 5 that kind of spread out the different work areas. And just thought I'd share that with you.
That's helpful.
Influence your thought process.
How's the budget process going along?
Well, we've had a bit of a hiccup. We hired a new CFO. That was in November. He's not been successful and has been excused from service after 3 months. So we're about 2 months behind schedule on the budget. So we will not probably have an adopted budget until May, when we generally want to finish up that process, I think at the end of March and April.
It's March, right?
Right. I've not been through the process of Benton County before, so it's, it's like normal to me. But there's a lot of shuffling around. Rick Krager is moving back to budget officer from assistant county administrator. Debbie Sessions was an interim ops in finance. She's going to be moving back into that role. I'm not sure what they're going to do in terms of posting for a new CFO. But, you know, anyone interested in that position, it's essential, but it's recruited for us soon. And Rick is actually on vacation for 2 weeks, so everything's been put on hold.
Good for him.
Give us a little breathing room. So they're gonna be really busy, when he gets back. We have another week before we jump back into the budget process.
Thank you. So in an attempt to wrap up this topic so we can move on to the next, again, as a straw dog, I would, and I want to get reaction before doing this, but strike countywide communication from our list and have it as something perhaps that we look for in the Board of Commissioners list and we bring up in the context of a countywide initiative. We strike telecommunications planning. We change the wording from housing affordability and homelessness to housing affordability and availability. And we add comprehensive plan update and code updates. And perhaps even, I know there's a lot of interest in the Planning Commission around compliance as well. And so it could also be that we append compliance to that item. So those are the changes to this list that I'm putting up as a proposal, and get reaction to that and see what reactions you have.
I would support that.
I think it's okay.
Catherine, any comments?
Well, other than the delay in unmuting. No, I think I'm good with that. The only question I had is just generally is, do we feel that these goals of the Planning Commission track with the goals of the Community Development Department? And does that create continuity or synergy, or does that create conflict? It's just a general observation. They seem, they're similar, but they're not coalescing together necessarily.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're similar, but they're not 100% overlapping. The comp plan, there's a 1-for-1 match with solid waste management. There's a close 1-for-1 match. Environment, there's not really I guess you could stretch and call water and environment and wildfire and recreation environment, but there's not really a match there. Transportation, there's a 1-for-1 match. And then code compliance, if we have that as a part of our comprehensive plan update, code update, and code compliance, we would then match. So it'd really be the cross-departmental environmental initiative that we would not have an analog within the Planning Commission.
Quick question, Petra. When you give these 5 to the Board of Commissioners, do they say yes, no? Do they cut them back? Do they have their own?
Yeah, the budget officer is going, and the county administrator will take a final look, make adjustments, see needed, and it's supposed to be tied directly to the budget and be consistent, but not exactly what the commissioners' priorities are, which are still couched in the 2040 livability policy document, which I think you've probably been exposed to in the past. And if not, we could probably
Vaguely remember it, yeah.
I remember
so that document remains the same. But yeah, it is very much around the similar issues to what we're talking about, environment, housing, transportation.
I don't think it's necessary for us to have identical lists. I mean, I think our role is to provide input from citizenship about what we're hearing and what we're seeing in our communities. And I think this is valid.
Can we do more planning, do you do more execution? Do you do some planning?
Well, we do the planning.
Yeah, the planning division does the planning. And we're really trying to restructure things that way too, into more, my experience has been more traditional. So one example is the Firewise program. I don't know, were there any Firewise communities in Alpine?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
South Benton.
Yeah, so that was in community development before. We shifted that over to emergency management because they're the implementers of the emergency stuff, right? But what we've done is we've taken over the planning function. So the planning document that you just had mentioned, the planning division will continue to do that on behalf of the county.
Okay.
Start doing the planning work. We're gonna, yeah.
So the emergency management people are not going to do the CWPP?
They are going to be the implementers.
Oh.
The planners are going to do the planning and the policy work.
Right. So the way I look at this is that wildfire and fire safety, it isn't prevention, response, and resilience. It's resilience. It's how that impacts the code, how that impacts the planning. And it's same with water. It's how, it's the information available about water, quantity and quality, how that impacts planning. So they are related. Related.
Yeah, highly correlated.
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to do, is kind of shift to less contracting and more internal planning for ourselves, because we have the capacity and experience to do that. So it's a little cultural shift.
Local's better, my opinion.
Let us segue into the second major work session of the evening, which is to discuss the process and procedure for the Republic Services application for expansion. And I think you saw the announcement from the county that the timetable has changed, where the county has released a news wire saying that we will not have the public hearings in the Planning Commission prior to April 1st, but they need to be concluded, or they need to happen before May 6th. Is that what I recall?
That's what we expect to have happen.
Yeah.
And I can.
Yeah, so maybe that's a good place to start, is where is the schedule now?
Right, what happened? So on January 15th, the Republic Services did, in a timely manner, submit some supplemental materials that we had asked for. And I believe that they're technically complete in their application. That doesn't mean that we agree with their conclusions, which is a misnomer that we've been trying to communicate with the public quite a bit here in the last few weeks. But at the same time, there were still some weaknesses to the information that they provided. And so it was highly suggested that they continue to work on it if they wanted to have a stronger application where the county's not put in a position to make any assumptions over their statements or their burden of proof. And so they chose to ask for the county for additional time. So that was their prerogative. I have never, nor has county council, ever heard of an applicant asking for more time at the beginning of a process instead of the end. So I understood that caused a lot of consternation with the PIO and administration. However, it is a legal option for them. It is the prerogative of the planning official whether or not to accept that or not. I don't see any downside to that whatsoever. They'll have a stronger application that's more transparent or understandable for the public. We're not losing any time or money by waiting for them to complete their process. We have an additional 58 days to the 150. And we've steadily been drafting portions of the staff report. So as soon as they provide us that supplemental information, we'll be able to post agency referral, and agency referral is all of our partnering local and state jurisdictions that might have some statutory authority, and as well as keep a nice long public comment period. The target still is 6 weeks as opposed to the minimum 14 days. So post the hearings, agency referral, and open the public comment period kind of all at the same time. So I'm completely set up to do all of those things as soon as they provide us with that supplemental information within the 58-day period. I just don't know what day that's going to be.
So one question that comes to my mind is Republic Services being treated exactly how any other applicant would be?
Yes.
Okay.
So how firm is the window of April 1st to May 6th for the Planning Commission to receive it and schedule hearings?
Pretty firm.
Firm enough that we can plan around that calendar?
Yeah. Yes. So they have the ability ultimately to ask for more days if they wanted to. So I didn't want to tell the PIO to put any assurances in there, but use the word expectation. So I feel fairly confident, I'll say 85% certain that we should be able to hit that time frame.
Because, personally, and I believe Greg also has a conflict in May.
Okay.
So I will be gone sometime from early May until early June.
Okay.
And Greg, you were gone.
I'm gone starting the 9th of May and I'm gone to the end of the month.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if it slides past that May 6th, we may have a bit of, I haven't checked in with everybody else's calendars, but I know there's at least 2 of us that are simply not going to be available for most of May.
Okay. It's plausible that we're at the end of April that we were able to post things. That's pretty optimistic. If we run into that time frame, so thank you for letting me know well ahead of time. There's a couple options. We have 5 weeks in the schedule for appointed and elected officials to make their decisions and have some flexibility. Do we want to use that because people are just gone, use that time? Maybe not. So another option would be to ask the applicant to ask us if they could have some more time so that we can make sure that we have all of the brains at the table for those hearings.
And so I heard 2 things, and I want to just make sure I understand the right. You were saying there's 85% confidence we can use the window between April 1st and May 6th for Planning Commission hearings, at least for the building of the record Planning Commission hearings. We may not get through deliberations at that point in time, but at least schedule the hearings for the public. But I also heard that it was a tight schedule and it could slip out. So I'm trying to figure out how confident are we really in that window, and should we tonight use that window as our planning framework?
I think we should with 85% confidence.
Yeah.
I think that's the best we have in terms of information at this point.
And so for kind of laying things down in terms of our calendar, we have April 4th and April 18th is that right? I didn't look at our.
Yeah, 3rd.
April 7th.
But the first Tuesday is April 1st.
Yes,
That's right, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, April Fool's Day is the first Tuesday, and that would be April 15 as so is the 15th, which would be our ordinary scheduled meeting to have land use public hearings. Should we stake that in the ground as our working assumption?
I think that makes sense. And then you also had the foresight to think about having consecutive meetings, right? So would you want to have it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday tentative scheduling?
That's exactly the next conversation I want to have. So if we pin it as April 15, kind of being our regularly scheduled meeting. It would be the timeframe that we can plan around. We tested with county council whether we can notice multiple public hearings right up front. And you all remember that during a public hearing at the very end, we asked, does anyone wish to keep the record open and so forth. We wouldn't have to do that if we publicly noticed multiple meetings up front. And Vance has given us a mechanism to do that. So the question for the group is, shall we schedule multiple hearings either within 1 week or across 2 weeks and obviate that coin flip as to whether we're going to have to extend it during a public hearing? So we've noticed 2 or 3 public hearings. And at the end of that public hearing, there wouldn't be the option to extend it, but we would also potentially say we'll leave the record open for written submissions for a few more days, just as a kind of a catch-all to be sure that we provide every opportunity for the public to make their comments and have an opportunity to contribute into the record.
So you're thinking of something like April 15th, 17th, and 22nd?
Well, that would also be the question. And, you know, we could be on a tight timeline, so we could do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, for example.
So I don't favor that in one, because I imagine there's additional reading to be done after each of the meetings. And you know, I'm a visual learner, so I want to have time to read and study and respond. So I would prefer not to have them consecutive nights.
Well, this wouldn't be consecutive nights leading immediately to our deliberations. They would be consecutive nights of building the record.
Right. But that's the ability to ask questions.
Correct. It is.
Yes.
And I would imagine it would be typical for us that the order is we hear the staff report, and that will, I would imagine, be a significant chunk of time on this particular. So the first night, call it Tuesday, I would imagine we probably in a 2-hour or 3-hour period would probably not get to public comment. We'd have the staff report, we had the applicant give a presentation, other governmental agencies, and that would probably consume that entire first night. And that's really where most of the to and fro is. And then the second night would begin truly comments from the public. And if last time was any guide, we would probably need about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours for truly public comments. Last time we went from 7 to 11 the first night, and the second night was another 3 hours. But that included the staff report and everything else. But I imagine there was like 6 hours worth of simply public coming up to provide testimony.
It's a lot of intensity over a 3-day period.
It would be.
I'd prefer to have board meetings that weren't 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Well, and it becomes emotional possibly at some point, and if it's boom, 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 where people are starting to get tired and the stress is getting up, if there's no little release valve in between, it might be good to kind of, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday type thing where we'll breathe a little bit in between the sessions. And it doesn't spin up or spin out.
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
I agree.
So for our planning purposes, are we agreed, Catherine? We haven't heard from you. Are we agreed that Tuesday the 15th, Thursday the 17th, and Tuesday the 22nd of April slated for public hearings to build the record?
Yeah, I think that'll work for my schedule from a personal standpoint, but then just from a procedural, I like the idea that we have that break in between 2 back-to-back meetings for BCTT between subcommittee and regular was a lot. So that gives that pause in between to kind of gather your gather your information and lead into that next one fresh.
And then Tuesday, 4/22, 22nd of April, would be the last evening for oral testimony and leave the record open for written testimony. Do we have to leave it open a week, or can we leave it open for a shorter period of time?
You know, I met with our third-party land use attorney who is out of Portland, and actually he's retiring and transitioning to somebody else. But that aside, is we talked through that. One of the comments was about the emotive things that happen when you go for 4 or 5 hours at a time. So that was covered. But then also the preference to do the 777 schedule so that you keep the record open, you have the response time, and then you have the 7-day rebuttal final.
For the applicant?
For the applicant, yeah. And keep it to that standard, similar to what we did with the St. Martin's Church.
Okay, so that would be, the written record would be open until 4/29, April 29th. That would give them 7 days. And then the rebuttal period would take us to our first meeting in May, which is, find my calendar, May 6th. So that would be the 777 calendar. And so May 6th would be deliberate and decide.
Are you here on May 6th?
That's right on the cusp. I think I leave the 7th. I have to look.
Yeah, I have to leave pretty soon. I don't have much available after that.
If I might ask a point of clarification. So that rebuttal period closes on the 6th. Is that time to turn around that information to us for review before our deliberation?
Yeah, it would be coincident, so it wouldn't be much time to absorb it, because generally we give until 5 p.m. on the date. And so does the, I'm trying to remember, does the staff rebut the rebuttal?
No, but we can ask questions, can't we? Of the rebuttal?
No, because the oral record has closed.
Okay.
We're only accepting written, and so the rebuttal is written.
It's, yeah.
But I recall the rebuttals were sometimes pretty voluminous in the previous hearing. You know, if it takes you half an hour to drive here and you get it at 5, you haven't got much time to read it before you get here.
I'm not saying this is how it's going to go, but I think that the dynamic will be different this time for a couple reasons. One, this application is far more thorough and simple than the last one. And so, you know, it's not a sure thing that you ask for a continuation of the record. It's usually because you don't have enough information or because they haven't provided the technical, there's a technical outstanding question of sorts. It's possible that they're not missing technical information and that you may not need to keep the record open, or that's not a request. But I'm just saying that last time it was a sure thing because of
But the public can make that
fundamentals.
request as well.
Can they? I don't think so. I think it's just the planning commission or the applicant, the interested parties. I could be wrong. I will.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because and it was it wasn't a statement, it was a question. But I would imagine simply from a public management standpoint, we would want to leave the record open for some time for the public to provide additional input. Well, in fact, on the church hearing, that's how that transpired. It was not the applicant who wanted to hold the record open. It was the people in opposition to it that wanted to hold the record open.
Yeah.
And maybe that wasn't a requirement, but had we closed it down at that point in time, that would have been awkward.
Yeah, but officially the request comes from a planning commissioner. So, I mean, even if you hear the sentiment of the public, I mean, I'm sure you're going to try to
anticipating that sentiment, I would also anticipate that, well, maybe not necessary, and that's where we might be able to reduce the time somewhat. It may not be a full 7 days, but I would imagine the sentiment is going to be such that one of the planning commissioners would ask for an extension of the written record, simply to catch the final few things from the public.
Okay, yeah, just a little nuanced observation is that the dynamic will likely be different.
Certain parts of the dynamic will be different. The public dynamic, I don't think, is going to be much different. Right?
I agree with you.
And that kind of leads us into another conversation that I wanted to have, but let's follow up on this to make sure that we've got a schedule that seems to make sense. And if we can compress it, that would be great. If we can't, we have 3 public hearings to accommodate the development of the record. We anticipate leaving the record open for some period of time, maybe not a full 7 days, but some period of time. Give the applicant 7 days for rebuttal, and target our deliberations for Tuesday, May 6th.
So that's a two-week period. Is that intentional?
That would leave 7 days for the written record to be open and 7 days for the rebuttal. And then we may be able to take a few days out of the written record remaining open if it's not from the applicant that the planning commissioner is requesting information. But that would get us to the deliberations and a decision on the evening of Tuesday, May 6th.
It's pretty tight. As far as the buffer on the backside.
Yeah, that would basically say there isn't any buffer on the backside for Greg and myself anyway.
Which I think are key.
I think it would be key on this particular one to have as large a complement of the commission present as possible. If we only had 5 members, even though it's a quorum, that might not be prudent.
So begs the question then, if we're tight on the backside, should we shift all those dates up 7 days? Make it April 8th as a starting point? I know it's not normal, but it gives us a little wiggle room on the backside. There's one little hiccup in there, and we're masked.
And I look to Petra as,
The
is that was
downside
still within the 85% confidence interval?
Well, from a staff perspective, it's fine, but it comes back around to the public. Is that what we've been socializing with the public is that we're going to give them as much public comment period as possible. So we've been playing around with that 6-week period. That 6 weeks is essentially out this week. If they were to provide us with documentation this week, we would hit the 6 weeks. But otherwise, we're starting to shrink it down. Between now and April 15th, I think is exactly 6 weeks right now.
Although these hearings are, again, to build the record is almost part of the public comment period.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And we would be finishing then on Tuesday. The last public hearing would be Tuesday, April 15, if we took Ed's suggestion, and that would keep that 6 weeks open, and the planning commission hearings would be part of the public comment period.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just saying we're right up against it.
Yeah, we are right up against it.
Either way. Another consideration we talked about this afternoon was the fact that So if we hit a snag, a procedural snag or something of that nature, or maybe it happens at the board level instead, is that, I mean, it's a high enough profile situation that, and the Republic Services has enough flexibility in the amount of days that they have a statutory flexibility in. I don't think they're going to hold us to a writ of mandamus after 150 plus 58 days, because there's no upside to doing that socially, politically, or what have you. So if they want to force our hand, it probably won't go their way. So if they want to give us some more time for consideration, they have plenty of flexibility to do that. So I don't think that, I think we want to do our due diligence procedurally. But if it comes to the end, I imagine that they would allow for additional time for the rest of the process.
Yeah, because that'd be kind of odd if we had, I don't know, 10 folks and all of a sudden we get pushed back a week or two and all of a sudden 2 or 3 people drop off and then we're in this weird state of, anyway, yeah.
Right. And then just the perception of, what if we're stuck with some conditions and they decide to stick to a writ of mandamus at that last day. That means we no longer have local control. It goes immediately to LUBA.
Oh.
And so I can't imagine that would be a very popular thing for Republic Services to do.
I would just caution all of us is once we get into the summer months, it gets more and more and more difficult to convene all of us across 3 public hearings to get the record developed and a public hearing for deliberations. It's basically a month period where we've got to gather nearly all. Again, legally we can do it with a quorum, but I think again from a perception standpoint, we really want to maximize participation from the commission. So my personal opinion is we should do everything possible to meet the May 6th, deliberate and decide, and work back from that. And so we can do the 3 hearings beginning on April 8 or beginning on April 15. Which one would we want to plan for?
I prefer the 15th, just because we don't have what we need in our hands to post anything. So that gives me a little anxiety. If I had the supplemental information today, I'd say we could shoot for the 8th, but we don't.
And we're not going to publish this yet.
Right.
But I think we're going to need to publish it soon from a public standpoint. And everyone got that news release. If you're not on that distribution list, you might contact the PIO and get on it. It's a valuable thing to have because it came out just yesterday, I believe.
You're not running out of space anytime soon.
Running out of space?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
You're not. You're moving to a new center.
Oh, yeah, no, they do need to expand. I think they have, if the new expansion, they'll have 10 to 15 years of additional capacity, depending on new policy decisions.
Okay, so to recap on the schedule, we will plan for Tuesday, the 15th of April, Thursday, the 17th of April, Tuesday, the 22nd of April for our public hearings to establish the record, and Tuesday, May 6th for a public hearing on deliberations and a decision by the Planning Commission. Now, if we can, any questions or well, we've got concerns about that schedule, but any concerns that we have not already noted?
I have one conflict during the summer, which is at the end of July. So the last week of July and the first week of August, I'll be out of the country. So it's possible that there's a conflict, but it might be finished.
Yeah, hopefully we have concluded our piece of it. It won't be your piece because if it
will be on May. There's lots of conflicts.
Yeah, I really would like to have this May 6th date hold. We've got a lot of travel plans. I know everyone's got a lot of travel plans during the summer. It's just very difficult to get the vast majority of us together beginning in June. So, and it sounds like July is even going to be more difficult. So that is our tentative schedule. Let's talk more procedurally now within these. I would anticipate that the 15th, as previously discussed, is largely going to be staff, governmental agencies, and the applicant. Maybe we can begin taking some public comment at that point, but I'm just anticipating the number of questions we are all going to have of the staff report. And if we're trying to keep these, we may have to extend beyond a 2-hour limit, but I think 3 hours is an absolute hard stop.
Yeah, I think we should, and it'd be a hard stop. Maybe clear at the beginning of the meeting that we will be done at that point.
Yeah.
For 3 hours is fine.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure we give enough time for all of us to ask our questions, give enough time for the public to feel like they have an avenue for their voices being heard. But on that point, and Greg, I think you brought up this earlier, is we make our decision based on law, plan, and code. And that's where we have to keep our focus. And some of our public hearings, there is on emotional topics such as this one, the public strays outside of one of those 3 topics and offers a lot of impassioned testimony that really we're not able to consider. We shouldn't consider because it doesn't pertain to plan or code. So how do we do the best job possible, or how do I set the table for the public to try and focus that energy to our best use? We don't want to stifle the public comment period. But I think we need to be able to instruct the public or convey to the public that their input is most helpful to us if it can pertain to one of those 3 buckets explicitly.
What about a poster or a display that has those words on it that is visible for all of us?
I like that idea, just kind of like on one of these screens, just have law, some details underneath it, maybe some examples, and then have 2 more bullets with examples and sort of a definition. And they're big, bright, and they can read through and go, oh, okay, I got to refocus.
Well, it's make it clear, it's what we are required. We don't have any flexibility there. So they can say what they want. I mean, it's important that people have the opportunity to say what they want, but we can't consider it. So they can, it's a waste.
Well, yeah, their value of their influence is best served if they stay within these buckets.
Right, but there are times, let's see, if I recall correctly, there was like a guy whose business was impacted and he was emotional about that. Well, that's the law. It was logger and his use of the road was going to increase his Republic Services use of the road was going to impact his business. And there's a place in the code where it says can't do that. So that's the law. And whether he was emotional when he said it or not, that was important information for us. Mm-hmm. So we can't prejudge how emotional someone is, whether their input is actually part of our charge to consider.
The staff report always articulate, well, actually the preamble that we have to read into the record identifies the section of code that is pertinent to the application. So maybe we could have that displayed and a link to the county site of how to download that actual code and maybe have that posted during the public comment period. I tried to do a search on the code online. It's pretty clunky.
The new one?
Yeah, just to maybe it's me, maybe I'm pretty clunky. But I did a test as, how do I get section 99, which is the big section on the land use for landfills, and it didn't come up with anything. And so I had to do a keyword search, not on section 99, but on other things to get there. So I think if we can have somebody go through, kind of test this, 53.125 and so forth that are going to be key to this, and put that on the community development website as these are the related sections of code, and then also have them available around the room. I think that would help.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great idea. Similar to that is an approach that I like to take too, is on the written comment, is try to encourage folks with written comment, because it gives everybody an opportunity to read that visually and ingest it and have some time to think about those comments. So that's why I really do like to have that public comment period broad at the beginning of the process. So there's that, but also everything that's going to be on the record will be put in exhibits verbatim chronologically. And then I'm going to synthesize all those comments, and I'm going to put them thematically into 2 categories. What is, in my professional opinion, to be considered as criteria relevant, and what's not criteria relevant. So that will just be my opinion to provide you some guidance on the written comments on what to consider or not. But of course, there'll be some discretion for you to talk about there. So, but I'll try to put that in a matrix or something of that sort, so that you can take a look at them instead of reading through everything, if that's what you choose to do. I mean, so far, we've probably had 50 folks write in with comments for the process, in which case I've said, just keep in mind, your comments are not on the record until the public comment period opens. And I can't legally just save your comments and put them in the record for you. So I mean, it's just been a lot of one-on-one conversations with folks to make sure that you get them into the website or what have you. But I'll make sure that we do a announcement to all those folks so that they have an ample opportunity to cut and paste and get their comments on the record.
So this brings the flood of questions. So we talked, is it okay to ask now, or are we?
Yeah, go,
are we on?
please.
So we talked about the BCTT report being part of the record, which is 1,100 pages.
Yep.
Is that going to, how does that happen? How does that come with the staff report, or how do you handle that? If I see something, if I hear some comment or something and I think, well, I think we talked about that, or they talked about it then in the BCTT, I guess I can go look at it, or how does that work?
I'm just going to add it as an exhibit because people will have commented that as ex parte contact.
Safest thing to do, make sure it's included.
Okay.
Chair Fowler.
Oh,
And John, I joined about 15 minutes ago. I've been listening to the conversation. Just wanted to chime in and let you know I'm here.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome, John. Let's see.
Let's make sure we get a time.
So if we work through that first evening, there is the script that I read into the record. And you're all very familiar with that script that identifies the relevant sections of code and so forth. And then we get to the conflict of interest section. And we always ask about ex parte contacts, biases, and conflicts of interest. Now, I don't expect anyone to have a conflict of interest because we learned last February, the state definition of a conflict of interest. So that's unlikely that any of us are going to have a conflict of interest.
Chair Fowler, just
Yes.
a quick question on that. As a sitting city councilor for the city of Adair has a contract with Republic Services for the PRC, the compost facility in north of town. I don't know if by virtue of being a sitting councilor means that is we learned the different potential and actual. So I don't know if that actually can, if I have to declare it, I can. It's just whatever you would advise or think would be appropriate.
Yeah, if you feel that you need more than my opinion or Petra's opinion, get council opinion from the city on that. But that does not rise to a conflict in my understanding of the Oregon statute.
Okay, I will. I'll check with Sean, our city attorney, just to make sure.
Yeah, if you feel more comfortable with that. And I did ask our county council, a number of things. We've got some members of our planning commission that participated on BCTT. We've got some members who went to a League of Women Voter informational session on the landfill issues and so forth. And there's been a number of other kind of public kinds of things. And it's pretty clear that none of those constitute an ex parte contact because they all occurred prior to the official receipt of the application. Last February, we also heard that Eugene has the methodology of, after asking for all of the potential conflicts, ex parte biases and so forth, they have a part of their script, which I would like to add to our script, which is asking everybody, does anyone wish to challenge the objectivity of any member of the Planning Commission? I would like to add that because, as the lawyer indicated in February, that is speak now, maybe forever hold your peace kind of a thing. Where someone can rise and challenge these not complete conflict of interest, not ex parte, but they have a suspected bias. And then the planning commissioner has the opportunity to respond in real time and assert their objectivity or not. I think that would be a good addition to our written script.
Rather than playing defense on the backside.
Right.
So it could come from the applicant or anyone in the audience, or?
Could come from anybody. And it would basically be a challenge to the objectivity of, because that is what we are saying. We are objective and unbiased in our decision making.
It's fine.
Okay. And so, Petra and Amanda, if we could take that as an action, maybe Vance could look at or maybe you can get from, I've forgotten his name now. You arranged the lawyer from Eugene to come up and give us that really good session.
Oh, yeah, from local government law group.
Yeah.
I could just add in the sentence.
I think that, because there's an easy sentence. I think it's an easy sentence. But I also wanted all the planning commissioners to know that you could be put on the spot. And it could be awkward. But you have a real-time opportunity to assert your objectivity at that point as well. And if you assert your objectivity, we move forward. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to have some concrete thought about what happens if they object or question objectivity. I assert my objectivity and they say, I don't agree.
But they don't get that chance.
I just want to make sure we're clear on that.
Yeah. Okay. Because we've already established it's not a conflict of interest. It's not an ex parte. It's an appearance. And that gets on the record. Whoever's saying I am objective at that point.
Yeah, it's just, it's an homage to the old honorable process that we used to have, right? Defending your honor, right?
Let's see.
I have a question. because I've not been through it in something as sort of potentially animated at this, but I've had plenty of these in other, been involved in open meetings, public meetings for 25 years. We were able to establish rules for kind of public comment or like time and things like that. Are we able to do that? Are we going to do that?
Yeah.
It's really important. It was really important to us to do it and to do it consistently, not just,
So let's hold that just for a minute. It's this one right here, 3 minutes.
Okay.
that I want to address. I'm kind of walking through this first evening, and so we've gotten through the preamble into the record. It's now staff report. I mentioned in a previous meeting what I would like to do is more formalize our Q&A period. To make sure that each of the planning commissioners, you've got uninterrupted time to pursue a train of thought. And Petra, will you be the person responding, or will be the consultant? Who will be the?
A group effort, but I will be the lead. So
Okay.
I will be presenting the initial staff report. And just to give you a little bit more, we will have our county council, we will have our second party council, we'll have our engineer and our third party engineer available. So we'll have the whole crew there lined up.
Okay, and so my intent would be not to limit the amount of time for any planning commissioner, but we'll go through one by one, having your full time to do the Q&A on the staff report. We'll move to the next commissioner and so forth all the way around. But if you have another question that you didn't think of during your time, we'll have a wrap-up period much more similarly structured to our kind of typical structure, where you'll be recognized and you'll be able to ask a question at that point. And so everyone will get an unbroken amount of time to do Q&A, but there is an opportunity at the end to do follow-up or pursue something that sparked a question from one of the other commissioners.
Can I ask a quick question? How long will we have to read the staff report and application and stuff?
1 week.
Okay. And it's the week before April 15th.
You can read the application right now if you'd like.
Oh, I'm just like James Bond. I kind of work on a need to know basis. I don't need to know it yet. So I haven't got time.
00 Evelyn.
00 Evelyn. Yeah, it's 11. Yeah.
11.
Yeah, that's me.
And we'll follow a similar process with the applicant. And so you'll again have uninterrupted time with the applicant. And then we'll move into the other government officials and so forth. And I imagine that will be more ad hoc, because that's not a formal report. How many formal reports do we anticipate? Will we have any from other governmental officials, or are they there as a resource?
There is a resource.
Okay.
So
It'll all be contained in the staff report.
I'm going to synthesize everything that they say into one cohesive story.
Perfect. Okay. But we will have an opportunity to interrogate all of the other resources as well before moving into public comment. And then to Greg's point, the Board of Commissioners uses a 3-minute rule on public comment. We can use the same one, and I think we should, a 3-minute rule. And Amanda, are we able to put a countdown clock on the?
We have, yes, but it's going to take up some space. There's also a little device, like a digital counter. It's not terribly big.
That's I've seen the one that the board uses, and it's not big enough. I mean, I want a big.
I think the clock or something that can be used that would be visually.
Yeah, so that the person from the public can actually see very easily the countdown clock. And so after the 3-minute period, we do have the opportunity to ask questions of that person. I guess I would encourage all of us to be judicious in our questioning of the public, because if you look at our pattern historically, the first couple of presenters get a lot of questions from us because we're trying to project empathy and so forth. They get a lot, and then it gradually goes down. And so rather than having the first one take 15 minutes because we're asking questions, I would suggest that we all be quite judicious in our utilization of the question period with a member of the public.
So just as a comment, as I recall, some of the nearby residents, some of the public comments were extremely technical and well-informed members of the public talking about technical issues. So I think we should expect that again.
Yeah, I think not only should we expect it, we should encourage them to submit it as written testimony. If there's charts and graphs and technical information, it's far better to submit it as written testimony than it is oral testimony. And I'm planning to make a comment like that at the beginning because the last thing we want is to have someone very, very knowledgeable, 1/3 into their presentation, the 3 minutes is up and we're trying to make notes and all this kind of stuff. So it'd be much better if they submitted it in written form.
Another useful tool for the facilitator or chair is just to remind people, and I know it's hard, but some people listen, just to say in terms of repetition of the same comment, is just to say, yes, please stand up and, say your name and then just refer to somebody else's comments.
I have never, ever seen anyone do that.
I know.
We make that comment all the time, but I've never, ever seen someone say, I just agree with her and sit down. But we'll try.
Now, I've seen people truncate their comments by saying, I agree with everything she's said, but I would like to add this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not completely futile.
Maybe we can.
I'd like to also add, if I could, a point. We had clocks in here before, and they're no longer here. And so, especially if we're going to end it after 2 hours or 3 hours, I'd like for them to see the kind of countdown, even though we have a countdown clock, something that they can see from a couple. I don't know where those went.
There is one on the other side of there that's not very visible.
There's a hidden one right here. For the commissioners to
The
see.
beam there.
It's up high.
Yeah.
It's an LCD right in the center of the support beam. Look higher. Wow.
But of course, if you're on Zoom like I am, you can't see any of that.
Exactly.
But if I could maybe suggest that they put those back up or correct those on the facility side.
Yep.
I think it'd be helpful.
Are we going to be sitting up there?
I don't know.
I was just thinking it's there.
We anticipate both online and in-person participation, and that just creates a bit of awkwardness, especially where there's a sign-up sheet. So Amanda and Petra, how will the sign-up sheet for work for a member of the public?
It will physically be here for people to sign up.
Yeah.
Generally, the call on those folks first and then start in order online with folks that have their hands raised.
And since we're having 3 sessions, is the sign-up sheet for the current session or, because I don't anticipate getting to very many members of the public on the first evening.
Mm-hmm.
And so can we limit the numbers of the sign-up sheet, but also have another sign-up sheet for the subsequent meetings?
Yeah, just a continuation.
Yeah, just, and so some people can determine what works best for them, but people cannot sign up ahead of time through a request, an email to you or on the website.
Yeah, we haven't used that before.
There is a possibility in Zoom to kind of restructure it so that people have to register. And I talked with somebody in the city of Corvallis who was here at meeting in December, and she explained that she could show that to me and I could bring that to you for consideration.
Okay, well, we definitely want to do a dry run before we.
Yeah, because I'm wondering with this 3-session format, how does a member of the public sign up efficiently? Because if they come to the first night and there's, already the slots are full, how do they figure out when they have to come back to do the next one?
Okay. Let me think about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
let's see if we can maybe have a schedule, but then we also have the online folks who don't participate in the sign-up sheet. So how do we get the online folks incorporated?
I would like to add that I find it helpful if someone is at the sign-up sheet and reminding people as they enter. I've been in several meetings in this room where there was an opportunity or an expectation that you were going to sign up for something. And it's so easy to get through the doors without noticing that because the table's around the corner and you're already seeing into the big space before you get to the table.
Chair
As well as-
Fowler. Oh, sorry. Chair Fowler, I was just going to ask if, and not to have you repeat yourself, but at the end of this, were you planning on putting together a matrix of the schedule?
The minutes will reflect our tentative schedule.
True.
Were you online as we talked about the tentative schedule?
You had just finished and I joined your conversation as you transitioned to this current conversation about, so that's fine. If it's reflected in the minutes, that's perfectly fine. I just didn't know if there was going to be a more formal matrix, either that, the Planning Commission develops or that Petra puts together. I don't know.
And by matrix, John, what are you thinking of?
I'm just thinking in terms of just a schedule matrix. It just shows I'm a visual person, so if I see how it's laid out in terms of scheduling, that's why I'm using the term matrix. It's just a visual description. And I would go back and review the tape, so it's not I don't need you to repeat what has already been covered. I just because I will go ahead and review the first part of the meeting, the first hour. So, but I didn't know if there was something that you were going to put together. But if it's reflected in the minutes, that will be fine.
And we'll summarize it again here at the end of this meeting, just to be sure that we're on the same page with all of us. And if there are any scheduling issues amongst any of us, to raise our hands as quickly as possible. So I think from this part of the conversation, I think we have an action item to figure out how we have the online participants sign up to offer testimony, how we balance online and in person, and how we manage multiple evenings of possible public testimony, how they would sign up for a specific evening. Other comments about how the public hearing should be run? Greg.
This comes from doing testimony from the legislature. And I just recall that it was not uncommon for them to have a longer list of people who wanted to provide input than they had time slotted. And they would indicate, I think at the beginning of the meeting, how far down the list they were going to go based on that 3 minutes. So people would know in advance,
right?
They're not going to get to me. I don't want to sit for 3 hours or something like that. And then if they had an additional day of like 2 days later, the rest of the list could move to that next day. So it's kind of like keeping a running list. I'm just trying to figure out how we can make it that worked for us who were providing testimony. So.
Okay. That's great. It sounds like there might be a standard out there. So that's a good example.
Not every committee did it the same way, but it was a way I appreciated.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
And I think people giving testimony, that's all I appreciate it.
So Evelyn raised the question, will we be sitting at a table like this? Just this table, or should we sit back here to provide more room for the public?
You mean sit up at the dais?
Yeah.
Well, there are more bodies than there are chairs and space up there. So there's that.
There are actually extra chairs in the closet for all the planning commissioners.
Right. However, do you feel comfortable as sardines up there?
Well, I find it difficult because I can't see to recognize. I like the U shape where I can, if I lean forward, I probably could up there. I just don't want to miss anybody by being up there.
Right. So I will go with whatever your preference is, however you feel most comfortable and how you feel most comfortable interacting with the public. From this side, we're going to have 2 staff tables on the sides, and I'd like to pull down the lectern again so that people come up to the mic and provide their public testimony from there, and that staff does not need to move away from the mic.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how many members of the public we might anticipate and be able to accommodate in this room comfortably.
That's another thing. We can provide a remote room with a virtual option to watch the proceedings online too.
Yeah, that would be, I think, a good additional option to have in addition to Zoom, just in case we need an overflow. I have no idea how many people are going to show up. Amanda conveyed our request, my request, to the sheriff to have a uniformed deputy here on those evenings. So we will have a uniform deputy in attendance on those evenings. Anything else that anyone can think of?
I would suggest that instead of this strict right angle U, those wings move outward like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're, I think it would make it easier to see each other. And for the people in the wings to see the participants who might be speaking at the lectern.
Mm-hmm. So keep this, pull these out as a V, and then have the staff on the sides at
Right,
the end of the V.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe the lectern in the middle.
Yes,
whatever,
lectern in the
that doesn't
middle.
matter.
Mhm.
But I think this table can move that way a little bit.
Yes.
Back here.
You could do this. You could do the setup as a reverse chevron. In other words, what a chevron with the chevron shape, you could do that. Having the commissioners' tables face, positioned in such a way as to, you could double up the tables that way if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think really the big outstanding question would be whether or not you want to be up there together or not. So
Is it 2 steps up?
1 step.
Okay.
Oh, there's a ramp on the side.
Oh,
So
good.
there's no step. It's
Oh, okay.
just a gentle incline.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
What do you think, Greg? What do you think?
1 step. I mean, there's room for 10 of us
9.
on the commission.
There's 8 of us currently, and I don't know that we have an update on a ninth.
The vacancy's been posted, but we don't have an applicant pool yet.
So there'd be the 8 of us.
I mean, there'd be room. That wouldn't be the issue. It is 1 step, so we have.
No, there's a ramp there.
Oh, yeah, ramp.
ADA compliance.
Thinking ahead,
Yeah, there's 5 seats now, a couple more.
it'd be easy. Yeah, they're pretty spread out up there.
Okay.
Any other comments about the public hearings, the 3 public hearings to establish the record? Then we will have a public hearing on May 6th for deliberations and deciding. And I think everyone's now familiar with our process, where I'll provide everyone the opportunity to make an opening statement prior to deliberations. In the past, some of the opening statements have been written. If you'd like to have a written opening statement, that's fine. If you just like to do it verbally, that's also fine. But you'll each have an opportunity to have an opening statement for what evidence was compelling, kind of the basis of where you're sitting, and whether you've come to lean one way or the other. And as we would anticipate, if this is approved with conditions, there's probably going to be a substantial number of conditions. And so you might make comment on the conditions as well. Then we'll go into the deliberations and invite the making of a motion. The process has been, we've used the term a friendly amendment is an amendment offered by another member of the commission that's accepted by the original motion maker and the original seconder. And that would be a friendly amendment. And if the original motion maker and seconder accept it, it becomes the motion under discussion.
You don't have to do that whole two-step process.
Right. If they don't accept it, then we have to do the two-step process of acting on the proposed amendment and so forth.
I like that a lot.
But hopefully that streamlines things a little bit. So any other comments how we might make the deliberations process more efficient?
No, I think that process is pretty helpful. I think I want to be careful that our opening comment doesn't sound like our decision.
Well, it's your personal opinion at that point.
Right.
It's not a motion, it's not a decision, it's your personal opinion. Everyone will have the opportunity to have that.
So at the first Coffin View land use decision, if I recall correctly, the chair, how did he do it? Anyway, he said, I rather than query each person, how did it go? Anyway, he read a statement that was his personal statement, and it was extremely comprehensive.
Yep.
And then we all got a chance to say aye or nay kind of to that, or add our own. And I thought that was an extremely effective.
He did an excellent job. The only constructively critical comment I would make is there was a disproportionate level of preparation. And so since he had done such a nice job of writing this whole thing up, it did almost sound like a motion. It sounded like that became the motion of discussion as opposed to actually going through everybody. And that's why I wanted to make sure everyone knows they have the opportunity for an opening statement so that those points of view can be on the table. And if there's consensus at that point, that makes it fast and easy. But we don't want to kind of subvert the process and have the first opening statement all of a sudden become the motion without the formality of making a motion and getting it seconded.
I also like to give the audience, whoever is here, the impression, the honest impression that the deliberations might cause me to change my mind.
Yeah.
So if we overstate our position coming in, it makes it difficult to do that.
That's right.
I was trying to say.
Yeah. Any other comments on deliberations?
I could come in and test layouts to see what might be useful or helpful to try the chevron and see how many chairs I could fit in here.
Mm-hmm.
Or unless you want to go for the dais.
I think for me, at least, it's a question of how many people do we anticipate? I'd hate to see us take up half the room, which we do right now.
And there are also the room limitations, I'm sorry, I can't think of the right word, but it's the number of people that you fit legally into a room for fire protection.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rated occupancy, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, room occupancy.
I don't know what it is, it's gotta be assigned to
I have a list in my computer.
Yeah.
John or Catherine, did you have comments that we spoke over or didn't give you the opportunity to make?
Oops. Mine actually goes back quite a bit. I really appreciate this discussion. First of all, I think we're on the right track, and I think we're setting up expectations that are going to be easy to follow. So much appreciation for this. My question really doesn't contain any of the last things we've discussed. It really goes back to the agency and business partner feedback. For the record, Petra, I really appreciate that opportunity to have you synthesize their information into kind of that report, but I'd also just want to find out if we would have access to their raw opinion, raw data, raw submission, whatever it is, so that we could evaluate that individually along with your synthesized version.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I almost heard you. You said for the agency referral comments?
So no, when we're talking about possible feedback or information coming from other state agency partners like DEQ, for example, or some of the other business, I don't think it was business partners, but the other partners to the county and applicant process, it was part of the record. And you had
Yes.
mentioned kind of synthesizing that feedback and that information. I'd be interested in seeing the originals as well as your synthesized report.
Yeah, I will, whatever their formal comments are, I will also put those in verbatim in as exhibits.
That's great. Thank you. That otherwise, this has been very helpful. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, I agree.
And Petra, I think we have an answer to at least one of our questions. So it turns out I asked this Vance about the 7-day holding the record open. Vance's reply, if a person who testifies asks for the record to remain open to submit additional evidence, argument, or testimony, the request must be granted. So that's his opinion anyway.
I take his over mine.
Well, I again think we probably have to leave the expectation that we'll get that request and honor that request. A few wrap-up comments on this. We previously distributed the legal opinion, or the guidance, not legal opinion, the guidance from Vance to the Board of Commissioners on ex parte contacts associated with this. I'll share that I've already had my first, where I had to shut down a conversation. And so I would expect all of you may have conversations. And what I would find very helpful is where I direct that energy. So once the public comment period is open, is there going to be an obvious spot? It's going to be on the community development website. And so that when you get the same kind of approach, lead them to the website, because based on my experience, I think it will start. With that, also with the public comment period, if you have information that you want incorporated into the record for deliberations, like BCTT or something like that we talked about, email Petra.
Oh, shall I email you about BCTT?
I've got that one.
I think there was
And
another
so
one.
if you've
that
got
came up,
something
but I can't
else
remember.
that you want to be sure that's in the record that you may think of during deliberations or want to reference during deliberations, email Petra so that I can get into the record. Similarly, if you have questions, send those in as soon as possible so they can be addressed in the staff report. Or if you have any additional information that you would like, get that so that it can be incorporated into the record. Anything else you would say, Petra?
No, I appreciate the sooner the better, because it is a bit of a logistical challenge.
Yeah, and what I'm hoping to avoid here is starting on April 15th, a light bulb goes off and says, oh, I want this document from wherever, and then trying to get it into the record at that time. It's a whole lot easier if we have more time to get it into the record.
So the other one that came up already, but it was a long time ago, was the prior application and all the testimony that went along with it.
We can't have that.
Okay. Okay, we talked about it, but I can't remember. Well, that's all I remember. We talked about it.
Any final words on this topic?
Nick, I do have a question just to that last comment. Pedro, you said we do not have that as part of the record. Are we allowed to refer to the prior application process as a reference to this application hearing? Are we not permitted to go back and review any of that prior?
You're not to be considering anything from that last application process. And you can say, yes, that was denied. I mean, those are facts. But using information from that process as part of your deliberations is not okay.
Yeah, I think I would avoid that personally. And I think Evelyn and I were the only two that directly participated in that. But I would, because I think that does constitute an ex parte if it comes up. So I would avoid, and I don't even know if those minutes are available and all the testimonies available and all that kind of stuff. It's ancient history at this point. Other questions or comments? Okay, let's see. Planning Commissioner and staff updates. Anything from the Planning Commission?
So we're going through these outreach activities, and I'm trying to facilitate public or, outreach in the South Benton area, which actually goes from Crystal Lake Drive all the way down to past Monroe, the border. So I have found, that there are at least 3 what I would call communities in there, the Southtown community, the Greenberry Gap, and the Monroe Alpine Bell Fountain community. And I found ways to do, how I would do outreach to those, and I'm trying to figure out if I've, how that's going to work. Because I got information about who is the person who is facilitating the Southtown email list. There's an email list. And would I send that to you, or are you going to send me information and I send it to them, or?
I would communicate directly with Shannon.
Okay. And if it were me trying to promote something, since the event that's an event that is taking place in the South Benton area is March 17th, I think, I would be starting to promote that right about now. That's my comment.
Yeah, the website went live last Friday, I think, for that comp plan. We were able to do that, or Saturday, I'm sorry. And then, and then Shannon had another deadline she's working on today, but just email her directly. And that's exactly the type of liaisonship that we're looking for, is timing and audience. So that would be valuable.
Yes. I'm not well acquainted with the Greenberry Gap people. So, they're not my community, so that's all I can say. And I don't know, I know Zan is in the Southtown area, so evidently she.
Yeah, they're pretty well connected.
Yeah.
Hey, Tra, you mentioned the website going live on Saturday. I had not seen that yet. All of the engagement dates for all of the areas listed in that website?
I think so. When I looked at it, they were still working on it. And those dates are still moving around a little bit. But theoretically, yes, the dates are supposed to be populated at this time.
Okay.
It's a soft launch.
I wondered if that is something that could be put in a document that could also be forwarded to our communications network, so that we actually can move a digital copy of that, not just a website link of the whole list, so that we've got people that we might know in different areas that are not where we're tasked or assigned to, but we could at least share that information outwardly. Is that an option?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll let Shannon know. There's a kind of a suite of tools, of marketing tools, from Canva to the website to hard copies that are just on the finishing pieces, because we needed to work with the PIO on that. So she'll share that with everybody very soon.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any items from community development?
No, I've kind of shared the organizational updates.
Yep. We have a next meeting scheduled for April 1. Do we have anything on the agenda for April 1?
Let's have a party.
If we don't have anything for the agenda, we can take that off the calendar. And to John's original question, we are tentatively planning for April 15, Tuesday, Thursday the 17th, and Tuesday the 22nd of April to be our public hearings on the expansion application, with an intent of those dates being building the record. So public testimony, staff report, other applicant, other governmental agencies, and so forth. And we intend, and then May 6th, we're targeting for our deliberation and decision meeting. If there's nothing else, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Wow, 1 minute, 1 second. Yeah.
Under the
1
wire.
minute and 5 seconds, man.
I'm just,
Yeah, that's,
Wow.
you really have to crane your neck even from here to see that clock.
you're going back east or out of the country?
All of the above.